everybody watching this video should have a good understanding of how strange the YouTube algorithm is, right? Because while scrolling through the wild world of YouTube, it decided to throw one of my old videos at me. Storytime Ep 2 Infinite Warfare Flop. After taking a peek at this, I have come to the conclusion that this has to be one of the worst, if not the worst, video I have ever published on this channel. And today, we are going to talk about why that is. Hey, what's going on, geeks? Maxusthebeast is here, and welcome back to another video. This video is going to function as my 4 years on YouTube milestone. Now, I mentioned in a video I made a couple weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, that I actually missed the day of the milestone. So this video is over a month late. And for that, I once again apologize, but as the saying goes, better late than never, I suppose. But we're going to get into this tonight. Happy 4 years, everybody. But back on point. I am thankful that I have changed a lot since I made that video. For if I still uploaded the same content that I made back in 2016, I will not have 70 subscribers. I would still be sitting at 1 or maybe 2 at that point. Because, as we will delve into, this video is atrocious. Now, there are 2 background things I want to get out of the way before we actually hop into the video, because I feel like we need a bit of a disclaimer here. Firstly, is the elephant in the room that there have been other videos that, in certain opinions, could be worse in different terms. For this video is bad in the sense of just poor construction, poor execution, and just a lack of ideas. Not coming from anything like video block, but just all over the place, and not having a plan before hopping into the video. There have been other videos that have been bad for similar reasons back in 2016, but there is only one video, there's a video that I have talked about extensively in the past that is bad in a different sense. That sense being controversy. A conversation on controversial means and controversial videos. That being the elephant in the room response to a hate comment. That is still objectively the worst video on the channel due to the fact that, yeah, I was just blatantly wrong. However, one thing I will give that video is that it had intent, and I knew what I was going for when making it. This video lacks intention all around, where there was a vague line of purpose, but it got lost somewhere in the execution. So yes, to answer any questions that may arise, a response to a hate comment is still the worst video I have ever published on the channel in sense of controversy and in my own thought process. There's no other video on the channel that I despise as much as that video. The reason it's still on this channel is because I want it to be a testimony to how far I've come, to the amount of changes that I've made, the progress that I, as a person and content creator, have made. That is the sole reason why that video still stands on this channel. Now, this video is a slap in the face to a series, as well as just plain stupid. We'll get into that in a minute, but one final little disclaimer or bit of background information you may need is that Storytime as a series has been an evolution, where the first 3 weren't exactly stories. The first 2 were my attempts of a Maxusthebeast on the internet type of a video, where I was talking about drama or current events and nerd culture and that sort of thing. But the main difference between Maxusthebeast on the internet and early story time was that for Maxusthebeast on the internet, I actually do research. And there are sources to be cited, whereas with the early story time, that didn't exist. It was just me pulling stuff out of my crack or out of conversations I've had with a few people, and nothing more than that. And as such, the first couple were just atrocious. The first one was arguably better than the second one because at least it was talking about things I had some experience in, that being just gaming and at the time Minecraft's fall from grace. This is before the 2018-2019 resurrection and resurgence in popularity. But at least the first episode there was purpose. The third episode was a channel update with a 10-minute story at the end. Again, not what story time became, or even should have been. For I could have just made a channel update talking about what was coming down the pike, versus make something called story time and then move on from there. Storytime then changed in episode 4 to more story-based, although my format for episode 4 wasn't the greatest. I lost track of my thoughts, lost my train of thought repeatedly, and just ended up making a lot of mistakes. That resulted in a whole host of other issues. But by episode 5, I finally got boots on the ground and got moving in the right direction, making progress on the series and actually making it what it should have been. And then throughout 2017 to present, I've forged the series as what it was always meant to be. A collection of stories put into a video corresponding to a topic. And that's what it's turned into. But we're going to be taking a peek at Storytime from looking at it from a modern perspective, and again, looking at how far we've come, but also looking at how atrocious the second video in particular was. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Oh wait, time out, sorry, one more thing. I think it is also important to mention that I did cover this in my last Milestone video. I did talk about this video for a solid 5 minutes, but I want to talk about it a bit more because I think it deserves it. Anyway, on to the video.
Maxusthebeast is here, and welcome to a game called Ravenfield. This is like Battlefield type thing, but that's beside the point. Today is episode number 2 of Storytime. Yes, Storytime.
And I'm going to immediately cut myself off there. So firstly, I gave this strange introduction to Ravenfield of all things, where instead of jumping into what the point was, I'm like, hey, welcome to Ravenfield. This is a game like Battlefield, except not. But that's beside whatever point I was trying to make. So, welcome back to Storytime. That's right, Storytime. Like this was some sort of weird revelation. Already, you've lost your viewer. You've mentioned that, okay, this is a game. Okay, cool. Beside the point, what now? The person's confused now. You got the title, Storytime. Alright, what's going on here? Click on the video. Welcome to Ravenfield. Alrighty then. Off topic now. Let's get back on topic. Welcome to Storytime. Okay. It also doesn't help that I misspelled infinite in the title. So that would also be a driving force to turn people away from a video, but that's just another conversation. You couldn't have a more uninteresting opening if you tried. That honestly, this whole video just makes me cringe. We're gonna get into more cringeworthy moments here momentarily. Don't you worry.
I know what you're thinking. You're just milking in and out. And I say, I would never do that. And this is the part where you guys say, you kinda already are. That was kinda cool.
Who the frick is watching this? Like I said, that's right, story time. I know you guys are probably saying, oh, you're milking this, because I published this a day after I published the first story time. And then I go into this weird dialogue, oh no, I would never milk a series. Which I try not to, legitimately, but no one was watching. I had like at most like 3 subscribers at this point. Maybe. Because I remember for the first like several months of my channel's existence, I had nothing. So, who's watching this? Who's gonna be saying anything? I still don't get many comments, so who's saying anything? Nobody. That's the answer to that question. Nobody's watching this. No one cares. I'm just having this strange, almost like narcissistic debate with myself because I'm thinking, oh, people are just going to be curious about why I'm doing things the way I'm doing things. Well, here's my weird explanation that I didn't even need to give because no one cares. What is that? And also, does anybody like strange, awkward pauses for upwards of 15 to 20 seconds where all you can hear is the sound of my mouse being aggressively clicked in the background? Where I miss every single bloody shot I shoot at my opposition? No? Just me? Yeah, a lot of people don't like that. What is that? That's a problem that I had all throughout my early videos. And to an extent, even into more modern stuff like in 2017, 2018. Where I just would stop talking for periods of like 10 seconds or higher, where I'd just be saying something like, oh, welcome back to story time. Oh, here's a thing I'm thinking about. And then, anyways, back to what I was saying earlier. Wait, what were you saying earlier? I've lost track. You went quiet for a solid like 10 seconds. Did I stroke out or something? It's easy for an audience to lose attention, lose focus, when out of the blue you just stop halfway through your thought and then just focus on whatever else. That's why I have changed my commentary style from live commentary and gameplays to just talking over gameplay, because it's harder for me to get distracted while watching or having gameplay rolling in the background talking over top of it than it is for me to play and talk at the same time, because it's easier to get distracted while playing than it is to just sit back and talk over and then put gameplay over the commentary. That way I'll be able to spit out a coherent thought and have gameplay rolling in the background for the eye candy. But alas, I didn't recognize that art at the time, and therefore made some mistakes that I could have easily avoided had I just taken the time to, I don't know, even edit anything at all. But, of course, I wouldn't do that. It's 2016 me, where I didn't proofread or proof watch any of my content, which is why it had so many problems. Yeah. Yippee. Great job, me. We all love you, not
Rambo. Today I'm going to be talking about the tragedy that is Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Oh no, I died. Infinite Warfare has disappointed many fans. Yep, that's the wrong thing.
And here we are back again with the long, drawn-out, unnecessary pauses. And a strange topic shift from my intro immediately into, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Welcome to Infinite Warfare, where I'm going to talk about Infinite Warfare. Call of Duty, right? No one likes it. No one likes Infinite Warfare. It's disrupted a lot of fans. Fans of what? If I didn't say Call of Duty in my very sarcastic description, not everybody might know what I'm talking about. To somebody outside of the Call of Duty world, Infinite Warfare might as well just be some random sci-fi game that was released on Steam 2 weeks ago. It's vague. Anybody outside of the niche crowd might not have an understanding of what Infinite Warfare is. So saying fans of it are upset, okay, is the Infinite Warfare community upset? Because again, not everybody's in the know of Call of Duty. I'm not anymore. To an extent, I never really was. I was just kind of in it for this video to try to get, I don't know about views, but attention maybe? Which I guess does kind of go down to views, but, or maybe just talk about something unpopular. Sound like I knew something. Hop on the hate bandwagon. I don't know. But if you're outside that niche group, not everyone's going to have an understanding of what you're talking about. And I didn't understand that and just jumped into Infinite Warfare. And then lost my train of thought as I died, proceeded to take 5 seconds breathing heavily into my microphone like a friggin' ASMR video. And then moved on to accomplish, what's that? Nothing. Oh, wow, what is this? Then I just select new weapons, respawn. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. Pull out a rocket launcher and shoot a tank. And then hop back into what I was trying to say 2 seconds beforehand. This video is a mess. And from the first, we're not even the full minute and a half through, we're already seeing some serious issues. So much so that I'm going to have to jump ahead, because if we spent every single moment of the video just analyzing every single second, we'd be here all day.
Other than, of course, the developers. The developers think that anything they put out is good. To be honest, I think this is a better functioning game than Infinite Warfare. This is an early beta.
The word functioning was definitely not the right word choice. For Infinite Warfare was definitely a functional game. That wasn't why people were complaining. It wasn't like a Fallout 76 type thing where people purchased the game and it was just a bug fest. No, the game worked. It's just that people were sick and tired of the loot boxes, the microtransactions, as well as the whole futuristic gimmick where they wanted Call of Duty to go back to its boots on the ground stage. And we're tired of all the jet packs and the mech suits and all the lasers and stuff. That's why people were upset. And while I did end up going into that conversation, I started off on the wrong foot because I brought my opinion into this for some reason about why, Ravenfield's a better functioning game in beta than Call of Duty. Okay, sure, it's cool to have an opinion that you might like Ravenfield better than the new Call of Duty game. But that doesn't mean it's less functional. Because, again, Infinite Warfare was a functioning game. You could actually load up the game and play it after purchasing it. And it worked solidly well. There was no overwhelming amount of glitches that turned people away. It was just that they didn't like the futuristic gimmick, which is fine and understandable. For they've been milking this for the past 3 or 4 games, and people were getting tired of a milked gimmick. But I started off the conversation incorrectly and could have misled somebody if they weren't in the know, which again, as I mentioned earlier, not everybody is, so I'm speaking like a bunch of this stuff is common knowledge. It isn't unless you're in the niche group of Call of Duty fans, which not everybody is. In fact, there might be a chance where a non-gamer stumbles upon this video, clicks on it, and has absolutely no clue what I'm going on about because they don't play Call of Duty and aren't in this group of fans. Therefore, it's another lack of understanding of my audience and another shortcoming. Not to mention this weird, like, vomiting noise I made, where after saying, oh, the developers like everything they put out, there was this... What was that? What was that?
That's right, I don't have that. But wait. Boosh. Well, I can't aim tonight.
I kid you not. I sat through like 2.5 minutes of incoherent rambling and silence, and then first thing that I hear is, oh wait, didn't mean to do that. I don't have that. Oh wait, I have this. Kaboom! And yes, those pauses were intentional. What is the point of any of that? Who cares? Where was your point? There was like a moment where I said, oh, the only reason I get Infinite Warfare is maybe for zombies or for Modern Warfare Remastered. Because at the time they were packaging both together as before Modern Warfare Remastered became its own thing. Where they locked it behind a purchase of a special edition of Infinite Warfare. But then there was another like minute and a half or so of silence. And then, kaboom! My aim is really off tonight. Who cares? Anybody who was mildly invested in whatever I was trying to get on about with Infinite Warfare has now lost that because there was, again, a minute and a half of nothing. And then, oh, what's this? Now I'm suddenly talking about the game. Going back to me constantly getting distracted. For no reason. This video makes me angry. And I don't know if my voice conveys that, but I'm not very happy right now.
Next topic of tonight would be the whole Zoe Burger thing. Like, I typically don't really keep up with Zoe Burger. I'm not a subscriber. I didn't watch any of her Twitch streams. The only reason I know about who she is because of the occasional video I watched that's talking about her eventual plan to release photos of her at 1 million subs on YouTube, which I believe is going to get her banned on that too. She's already banned on Twitch.
Okay, real talk. Going into this, I had no clue who that even was. It's been so long since that even happened. I'm just like, wait, who is this and why is... What kind of topic switch was that? Firstly, 5 minutes of not even a full thought on Infinite Warfare. Just incoherent rambling on it, then suddenly, oh yeah, I'm just gonna bring that up, end it with I might just get it for Modern Warfare Mastered, who knows. Then suddenly we're talking about Zoe Berger. Again, I had to legitimately Google this while making this video because I legitimately had no clue who that was. If it confuses me, I made this bloody thing. There's no telling how confused some other random viewer might be because this isn't something everybody knows about. It's a niche group of people who would understand what's going down. It's not common knowledge, yet I'm speaking like it is. What is this? So as a final bit of closure to that whole situation, not only did I my way through all of it, as well as sounded like a simp for her, where I got all excited about her releasing photos on YouTube where I didn't even explain what that was, so if anybody, again, wasn't in the know, she might be just posting pictures of her at the beach with her 3 kids and dog or something, for somebody who's completely not in the know. So, a bit of context behind this, she got banned off of Twitch for nudes, and for being overly, sexual, and she was gonna release nudes on YouTube at 1 million subscribers. Again, the way I phrased it, 1, I'm almost simping over her. 2, and making it sound, photos is a very vague thing to say. And then talking about that I'm watching videos on her. What I should have said is watching videos about her made by other people, because I'm not watching her actual content. I never did. I think I'd remember watching weird YouTube or Twitch content. I do believe I later on in the video said I never watched any of her streams, so there's that. But you've already confused me, at least. You confused the person who made this thing. There's no telling how confused a random viewer could be. The biggest issue of both of the past topics I've covered in that video is the fact that I'm speaking like it's common knowledge. Where when you are making a video, you're writing an essay, you're doing anything where you're putting a message forwards where people can read it or watch it or hear it, you need to speak in terms they understand. Speak in layman's terms. Speak accessibly where anybody could just tune in and understand what you're saying. And have these ideas in mind when you're starting to produce this content, so the rest of your work will reflect it. Where after you introduce your topic, you move into it with intelligence and speak it and word it so your viewer, reader, listener, whatever, will understand without having to be always in the know. Because weird niche online drama doesn't reach everybody. For YouTube is a vast place where people have vastly different opinions, thoughts, and are interested in different things. Where certain conversations may draw somebody in, where maybe somebody is familiar with Infinite Warfare, clicks on the video because of Infinite Warfare in the title, and then it was greeted with Zoe Berger, whoever the frick that is. It's confusing, and can lead into people just losing interest, getting upset, getting frustrated, and just overall confused. There was no point to any of that. I should have done better there. I'm thankful that I'm doing a lot better now. I hope.
For those of you who don't know, she was banned for twerking on camera multiple times. I don't know if it's just because, I don't know if it's because specifically of the fact that the clothing she was supposed to be wearing. I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch this stuff. I don't know what she was wearing. But I don't know if it's because of the clothing she was said to have been wearing, or if it's because copyright for Miley Cyrus, whatever. is kind of sad that a Twitch reject decided to try to corrupt YouTube as well. I mean, I don't know, some of you may be fans, and I apologize if I've offended anyone, but, like, to be honest, that's my opinion on it. That's the way I see it. But, you know, I really think that she's going to get herself banned.
I think the overarching theme of this segment is lack of research. Because a lot of my commentary here was, I have no clue what's going on. I don't know why she was doing this, or what she was wearing, or why they banned her because of this. Was it copyright for Miley Cyrus? Who copyrights a dance move? If that's the case, then a bunch of content creators on TikTok are about to be banned for copyright reasons. What? That was just stupid. Lack of research all around. Again, is the theme of this segment. And the biggest problem, I think, with this video in particular, where I had no clue what I was talking about, was not qualified to talk about this, because I did no research. And then throw my opinion on a topic that, again, I have no clue what's going on about. What's going on with... Oy vey. You know, there's a quote that goes, people nowadays have a lot of opinions. If they have no clue what's going on, the more opinions they have. Let us know about something, the more opinion they have. That's incredibly true in this case, because I had a lot of opinions, but little knowledge of what was going down. This is embarrassing. Honest to goodness, this is incredibly embarrassing for me now to look back on what I was. It's also kind of refreshing to know that I've changed a lot since then. But it is still also embarrassing to know that this is still out there, and that people can actually see this. I don't know what I was thinking about when I was making this. I don't think I was. Another big issue that I had with these old videos is that, one, I didn't edit. Two, there were no takes. Whatever I got in my first recording session, that was what was going to be put on YouTube. Whereas now, my content, every video has at least 3 to 5 takes. I've gone through at least 6 in production of this. I'm just putting together the best moments of each. That's how my content usually goes. I get multiple takes and then put together the best take and show the best take, or add together highlights from both takes or all takes, and then voila, here you are. A video that actually makes sense. Instead of just, oh, here's what I can jumble together in one take, and then what you see, that's what it is. That's all you get. What you see is what you get. Don't complain, because I put a lot of work into making this 20-minute video where all I did was just spout out nonsense and gargle in the background, or turn to a frickin' like random dude suffering with tuberculosis. And that's giving Arthur Morgan a bad name. Sorry for potential spoilers there. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, that's giving people with tuberculosis a bad name. Honestly, that whole video is a mess, and we haven't even scratched the surface of how bad it gets.
Who is messaging me? This guy's in the Matrix. Oh. Wait. No, I need a Rambo. Whoosh. Boosh. Whoosh. Boosh. Dear goodness. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Dear goodness, dear gosh. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay. Whoever did, stop. Oh, that's not the game, that's a YouTube video. Sorry about that. It was very unprofessional and very stupid. Come on, we gotta cap this objective. I need to reload this thing. Reload it faster. We got an all... Shut up, person. Oh my gosh, just frickin' stop. I know you can't hear the messages, but they're happening, and stop. What was that?
That is a very good question. What was that? What just happened? The reason I showed that, like, extended clip was to demonstrate just how horrible this video was. I was getting messaged by somebody on Steam, so I scroll out, like, basically tab out of the game, slide over there to see what was going down, get frustrated, swipe over into full screen Chrome where I'm watching another video, conveniently on the game I'm playing, get confused for a second, thinking, oh, is this the game I'm playing? Realize that, oh no, it's not. Whoops, sorry. Scroll back to the game I'm playing, then proceed to get messaged more, and then start talking to voices in my head. What a wonderful video. This is just a sign, just to demonstrate how thankful I am that I've changed so much since this video's publication. Because that was atrocious in all levels and meanings of the word. You don't tab out of something. If you do, you edit it out. Then, if you're getting messages, just go offline. Go on Do Not Disturb if you're on, like, Discord. In this case, it was Steam. Close out of Steam or go offline so no one can text you. Or if they do, it's invisible. You won't see those messages until you log back in or go back into online mode. Instead of just yell at voices in your head, basically, because if somebody tuned out during that whole thing and didn't see me tab out of the game to go close out of a message, then they'd be very confused as of why I'm screaming at something to stop messaging me or to shut up and stop. I know you can't hear what's going down. You might have seen me tab out there. That was unprofessional. But they're definitely happening. And instead of dealing with it in a regular way beforehand, I chose, yeah, while making a video, let's just deal with the situation. The better way of handling it would have been to just do everything beforehand. Or if this happened while recording, this is why I suggest editing or making takes. Making separate takes of a video before you publish it, in case the unexpected happens. Because, you know, Murphy's Law will always happen. Where something can go wrong, it will go wrong. So you have to plan for that as a content creator. And edit it out when it happens. Unless it's, like, generally funny and naturally would add to the video. But in this case, it would not. In any sense of the word. Addition. This is not an addition. This is you losing people's focus in an already choppy, nonsensical video. Then throw on top of it more nonsense of me screaming at nothing. It's like a man losing his mind. I also hate my voice. Have I mentioned that yet? I hate how I used to sound. My gosh. This is all levels of bad. If you haven't been able to see already, this is why I hate this video. This is why I believe that it is one of the worst videos I've ever published. Because of how atrocious it is. That example right there is my strongest bit of evidence supporting that theory, supporting my mindset behind this. Oh man, I'm going to have an aneurysm by the end of this.
Talking about Paladins, which is so-called a ripoff of Overwatch, which I think is actually rather ridiculous, because just because something uses classes and heroes and special powers and abilities for those characters doesn't mean it's a ripoff of that. I mean, look at Overwatch to begin with. The game was originally believed to be a clone of Team Fortress 2. And it's not a clone of TF2, and people have been soon to point that out now. But now they're claiming Paladins is a ripoff of Overwatch, which I've actually played Paladins. It's not.
Wait, hold the phone. Was this an actually coherent thought? An actual point that I actually support and will stand behind? That makes sense? Where, granted, there's a few unnecessary pauses, but there's still intent behind it, where I can walk away and think, oh, that's what he meant, and understand where I was coming from. Where was this for the last 20 minutes? It's a crying shame that the first time I actually say something worthwhile, it is in the last, I kid you not, 5 minutes of the video, where most of it was incoherent rambling, weird noises, me getting confused and distracted by things going on in the game, vomiting, and ill-researched topics. It took me getting through all of that to actually spit out something that makes sense and that I actually agree with. Paladins is not an Overwatch clone. There's a drastic difference between the two games. Just like Overwatch is not a TF2 clone. They're both drastically different games. I actually can understand, relate to, and agree with that point. And I actually had experience talking about this because I played TF2, I played Overwatch, and I played Paladins. So I had the experience in all three games to safely say that no, Paladins is not an Overwatch clone, and Overwatch is not a TF2 ripoff. I actually had experience to make these claims. This was the first time in this entire video where I was actually qualified to state any form of opinion or state anything as factual. Where was this for the past 20 minutes? Mylanta. But this again just also highlights the issues I have with this video, that it takes ages for me to get anywhere. And it's an issue that did stick with me for quite a bit in the story time, even when I actually started in episode 4 talking about actual stories and structuring it sort of like I would in future episodes, where I started actually going into stories, combining a bunch of stories based on a topic into one video. But the big issue some people had with episode 4, and myself looking back at it had, was that it took ages for me to get anywhere. And while that problem eventually went away, it got its start in the second episode, which was again crappier version of Maxusthebeast on the internet, where I had no reason to be talking about anything I was talking about, for I did no research. This is an incredibly important thing to do when sharing things online, where people can fact check in literal seconds, where we have basically the entire sum of human knowledge at our fingertips. This video physically pains me, but I'm glad to finally be able to tear into it, give it all I had, why I hate it, and why I'm glad that I've changed since then. So, if nothing else, if you didn't enjoy me ranting for a bit, That's fine. But at least you were able to see that I've changed as a content creator since the days of 2016. But before we end this video, I just want to say a quick thank you. For I know I don't say it enough. I know I end every video with, "Oh, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one." But I mean it, guys. It's been a wild 4 years, and we've come a long way, as you've seen throughout this video. I've changed a lot, we've grown a lot, and I've actually become, maybe it's narcissistic of me, but I believe I've become a decent content creator and have improved a lot since the days of Storytime 1, 2, and 3. But I couldn't have gotten here without you folks. For I made content for a while with no subscribers, no attention. But then here we are, 70 subscribers. And it's kind of surreal. For I have a group of amazing people following me and supporting me. And it helps me get through each day, knowing that I have a bunch of you folks out there watching. So I can make content that you will hopefully enjoy. And that will hopefully entertain you. I couldn't have made it here without your support. And I just want to give you a wholehearted thanks for all you've done for me and for your constant love and support. It really means a lot. I feel like one of my own greatest failures recently is not showing that appreciation far enough. Or not nearly often enough. So thank you for 4 years of fun, of random geek moments, and of personal growth and evolution. Thank you guys. You are the real MVPs. The real Maxusthebeast. If you get what I mean. No? That made no sense? Alrighty. But still, thank you so much for all you've done for me, folks. It means a lot. And I sincerely hope you enjoyed this video. Here's to 4 more years. And many more. As always, Maxusthebeast is out.